slip him in there. Good dang. Man, what a monster. Good job, Xavier. Guys, we're mounting the TNT mounting system for the MINN KOTA to Rover, 72 inch.
All right, so when marking this, we're going to mark our bolt holes. We're going to center our plate here, as you can see, evenly from both sides so that it's centered of our bracket. The second thing you want to do is inside here is the hole, is the U shape. From the edge of the boat, you want that 1.5 inches, but the beautiful thing about our bracket, they've already allowed for the 1.5 inches. If you look here, if this is the edge of our boat, we already have our 1.5 inches right here. So that way we want to set this at the edge of the boat. That gives us our 1.5 inch clearance to our hole, which thereby puts our U to where our shaft can go down outside of that and make sure it clears our boat.
Good, Anthony. We're installing some tape over this powder coated bracket here so we don't chip any.
See, what I like to do, there's the wife's. So what I like to do is put some tape on it.
Put some tape on it, that way that powder coat doesn't chip. Are we going to drill in reverse? Probably not, see how it's metal.
I don't know, Adam, are you going to drill in reverse?
He's supposed to do the center punches.
He's supposed to drill the holes.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take and I'm going to punch a hole so that when we go to drill these out, I don't know what else I'm going to say.
That's all we need. So why are you doing this, Adam?
I'm going to punch a hole so that when we start drilling, the drill bit doesn't move around on the metal and we get a centered hole.
Yeah, I got you. So basically, he's doing a center punch right here so that drill bit doesn't walk on us and we get a nice, clean hole. Adam's drilling a 1/4 inch hole. We got 1/4 inch bolts. So looks good. All right, so what's our next step?
All right, so our next step is we're going to take our bracket and put it underneath our trolling motor and prepare.
And we always want to make sure this cutout is facing the head of the motor.
Yep. We're going to line our holes up so that we can put our bolts in. Yep, there we go.
Looks good, Anthony. Now we're ready for some bolts.
Yep.
So we're going to go to the hardware store. So with this bracket from TNT, it didn't come with any hardware. So just to FYI, so you guys know, because we're figuring this out on our own, and we've called a couple of people, dealers that install these, and got some good advice. A gentleman from name is Mark from Apalachicola, Florida. Really appreciate Mark and what he did for us, letting us know how this thing is going to be. So we got to go to the hardware store. We got to get what is it, 10 more bolts for this plate. 10 more bolts for this plate. We're going to use the same ones from MINN KOTA, same size, 1/4 inch bolt, but we need 1 inch in length, 3/4 or 1 inch.
And you're going to want stainless bolts too.
That's
sure
right.
You get stainless hardware for the salt water. It's going to rust.
And what do you think? Lock nut?
Definitely a lock nut. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe some thread lock too.
So we're going to run to the hardware. We're going to run to Oak Island Hardware, and we'll get the hardware. We'll be right back. Well, we're here. Let's go ahead and see if Todd has what we need. The washers are ready to go. See what the install goes like. You guys are great help. If you've never been by here, man, Todd's super nice. All the guys work here, super helpful. He's got it. He's got about any hardware you want. You guys come see him at Oak Island Hardware. Oh, is it gonna fit? Oh,
My fingers
man,
don't
that
fit.
was close.
My fingers don't fit.
That was close.
Gotta
Can have magic fingers.
Well, did y'all have a good day?
You called in and tap off? Okay.
Today we big shrimp.
Alright, so
Big shrimp ain't easy.
so we're trying to figure out where to mount our plate. So this is our TNT plate that we've ordered, and you can see where we're estimating our mounting holes for our bolts here, here, and here. The reason we've chose to come in so close is because the bracket isn't contoured all the way with the boat. You can see how the boat curves on around. So if we go to the four corners of the bracket, here and here, and here and here, then, you know, we take a chance of cracking our fiberglass or boat or warping the plate. So we don't want to do that. So we brought our bolt mounting holes in, which should give us plenty of stability. And we've strategically maximized them because we're going with 3/4 inch washers. So we went far enough apart so our washers will work on the back side. So now we're going to bring our trolling motor up here, and you can see our reference line we've marked here and here. So we measured from the inside here and found out where the stud is, and the bulkhead is right here. So you can see our reference point for the bulkhead goes down through here. So we got an idea. So we'll have to go in from inside this cavity to mount our nuts and washers. So what are we getting? We're going to get the trolling motor up here and do what, Anthony?
So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the trolling motor up with the other bracket, set it on this, and find our angle to make sure that our lines that we put on the side here stay true to where we know we want the motor going back across the port side of the boat here, so that it's not covering seats or anything like that, but it's also out of the way of, if we were to pull up to a dock, it wouldn't get hit by a dock, so that it's still in the boat, but we have our angle enough to get by all of this for our trolling motor to drop down nicely. So we've pretty marked where we think it'll be, and now we're going to put the trolling motor and make sure it's right.
Okay, good deal. So let's get the trolling motor.
1.5, 3 inches.
He just said make sure you got plenty of clearance.
So Anthony is drilling the holes for our bottom mounting plate. He's got them taped off so it doesn't chip our powder coat. So our thought is, and like I say, we're no experts at all because no one has any information on how to mount this. So this is all 3 guys coming together, putting our minds together and doing our best judgment here. But our thoughts are we're going to put 1 bolt in and drill through our fiberglass through the front left corner. And we're going to do that right up here. And what that allows us to do, instead of having to drill 4 bolt holes and then ruining our fiberglass, we're going to drill 1 hole in the front left corner. So that'll be a port side of the bow. And then what we'll do is we'll drill all the way through the fiberglass, put a bolt in, and then we'll be able to functional test our trolling motor off the bow of the boat. And then if we need to set the angle a little different, we'll still be able to pivot it without ruining our fiberglass. So we're just going to do 1 hole up front here, somewhere in this area. And then we're going to put our trolling motor with our plate back up here and set the angles and pivot it off of that 1 bolt. And then once we find what's good, then we'll drill the rest of them through the fiberglass.
So now that we got our holes drilled in place, what we're going to do is we're going to set the trolling motor back on here. We're going to hold this plate in position as to where we want it to be. We're going to lower our trolling motor to make sure that we have clearance off the front of the boat and that we're not going to hit the front of the boat with the trolling motor. So we don't want to hit our anchor or the front of the boat with our trolling motor. So we're going to set that, test that. We've already marked a hole, and as long as everything works good, we know that our first hole can be drilled.
Good deal. All right, Ethan, let's get our trolling motor. Ethan, do you see it come through? All right. So you can see the drill bit that comes through. All right, so we've got our pilot drilled for our front left corner plate. So now he's gonna mount just one bolt. Ethan, you gonna put the nut and washer on? Wait till you see the bolt. Lay down, it'll be better.
He's got her in peepaw mode.
This is a Barnett washer here. Man,
You can't reach it.
heck no. I can't even come nowhere near it.
I get it.
I'm probably right here.
All right, let me get it.
Oh my gosh. Let me get that plate for you. Get up here.
It ain't going nowhere. You'll go gadget arm right to the rescue.
Well, if you can reach that one, you can reach the rest. It's gonna be the longest one.
Got it on.
So now,
Hit the pedal. Slide this way. What's your head, sis? We're good.
good.
Yep. Goes right between. Comes back in, catches that. Goes right back in, locks in.
All right, can we pivot a little more? Right
Pivot
there, maybe.
there. Let's try it right there.
Yeah, right. If we can, if that'll work right there, that'll work good.
It'll work. I think. That's my way. Yep.
Okay. So that'll work.
Yep. Lock back in.
One more time, because I think we moved just a hair.
Basically, what we got to do is keep this thing.
Actually, I'm gonna go past it so I can get the line of sight for the pole.
We're gonna be good right there.
Yeah, we'll be good right
You're
there.
Up on the thing.
Huh?
You're up right here on this. Right there's where it's gotta
That
go.
won't work at all.
Unless we can move this, and we can't really move it down this way because then it'll hit this.
I'll tell you what, if we just go as close as we can, and then I think it looks like it's gonna work just by line of sight right here. I think it'll be okay once we. Yeah, because
see you're up on this again though.
Yeah, I got you there, but once you put those bolts in on the right hand side,
That'll tilt up.
it's gonna
anyway.
tilt it up
I
for
gotcha.
this side.
All right, hand me the pencil if we're good right there.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got it pushed as hard as I can get it over that way.
okay. So you want us to take the plate back off?
So let's make a mark to know that that's where the plate goes. Like, let me put a mark here on the front and the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm doing the same. All right, time to pull the bolts. This is not an easy task. It takes 2 to 3 people to mount this thing. At least for me it does. Yeah. All right, Ethan.
See, what I like to do is put marine sealant around it. Okay, so what we did first is we went to the store and bought us a plate so that we could raise it up to get it over our little ridge here. We noticed that it was hitting. And then what we did is we went and got some 3M marine adhesive sealant 5200. We glued the plate to the bracket and then the plate to the boat. Drilled our holes, we set our screws, we bolted all of that down so that it creates a nice bond and seal to the boat. So that's what we've done. We also used a rag with some acetone on it to clean up any excess that came out from around our bracket here to make it a nice clean job. So now we're ready to take our trolling motor, set it in place, put our last bolts in.
All right, we got her mounted. Next time we'll have to wire it up and install the batteries. Looks really good. Here's our shim. We used that starboard 3/8 of an inch to give us that clearance over that lip. It looks really good.